out, okay? You could close the glove box.
I'm sorry, what for?
Because I'm asking you to, ma'am.
What's your probable cause?
What's my probable cause? Obviously, I do this every single night. You don't know what probable cause means, okay?
I do. My dad's a police officer.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm smelling alcohol. It's very strong.
On 19 May 2023, an officer observed a vehicle speeding and driving recklessly, behavior that posed a significant risk to others on the road. The officer promptly initiated a traffic stop, pulling the vehicle over to investigate the driver's behavior. Upon approaching the vehicle, the officer found a female driver at the wheel. In accordance with standard procedure, the officer asked her for her driver's license, vehicle registration, and identification.
I was going with the flow of traffic.
Okay.
I didn't think I was speeding. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you're the only traffic. That's the funny part. Okay, and 44 and a 30. Okay, and then you actually were stopped at a green light. Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
Insurance, registration?
Instead of complying with the request, the female driver immediately began questioning the officer's motives, describing the stop as disturbing and demanding explanations for the officer's actions. The officer maintained a calm demeanor and attempted to explain the need for the stop, pointing out that her erratic driving was cause for concern.
I'm gonna have you do, ma'am, is I'm gonna have you turn off the vehicle. I'm gonna have you step out, okay? You could close the glove box.
I'm sorry, what for?
Because I'm asking you to, ma'am.
What's your probable cause?
What's my probable cause? Obviously, I do this every single night. You don't know what probable cause means, okay?
I do. My dad's a police officer.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm smelling alcohol. It's very strong. I need you to step on out, ma'am.
I just picked him up from a club.
Okay, go and step on out for me, please, ma'am.
Okay.
Despite this effort, she refused to provide her documents, insisting that she had no reason to be stopped and appearing increasingly agitated. Remaining professional, the officer once again requested her license and registration.
I'm gonna have you step on out.
Was I swerving? Do you have?
I'm asking you to step on out, please.
Do you have me on video swerving or doing?
It's all on camera. It is all on camera.
And
Come
what
on
is
out,
it?
let's talk about it.
No, Taylor, it's fine.
Listen, you're gonna make it a lot harder on yourself, okay? I'm asking you.
Taylor, stop.
Turn off the vehicle, please.
I just got off of work.
Go and turn off the
I'm
vehicle,
a nurse.
please. Okay.
I want to know what your reason is.
And I'm telling you, I'm smelling alcohol. It's very strong. I need you to step on out.
Him?
Okay, and then let me
person?
separate you guys, and I can see if it's coming from you or not.
At this point, the female driver continued to argue, growing more defiant and resistant to the officer's instructions. Seeing that she was unlikely to cooperate voluntarily, the officer gathered some basic information from her, managing to confirm her name and vehicle registration, though it is unclear if she provided this information directly or if it was obtained through other means. Once the officer had confirmed these minimal details, they instructed the female driver to exit the vehicle.
I need you to step on out.
I have a
separate you.
person in my car.
I can see that. Okay,
so
and I want to make sure that
was I not maintaining my lane?
I'm going to ask you again. Okay, you're going to need to step on out.
Was I
You're
not
not free to
maintaining
go.
my lane?
You're not free to go, man.
Taylor, stop. Was I maintaining my lane?
EOD9, so come go and send another unit, please.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you, sir. And this is exactly why I need you to step on out so we can separate you from this.
This step is typically taken for safety reasons when there is concern that a driver may be impaired or if there is a possibility of escalating risk. However, the driver ignored the officer's request, continuing to argue rather than stepping out of the vehicle as instructed.
Step on out, please.
What your probable cause is for me stepping out?
Obviously, you don't know the difference between probable cause, okay? Probable cause is enough to arrest you, and I don't need to arrest you. I don't want to arrest you.
I don't want.
I want to make sure that you're safe to drive.
Taylor, stop.
Step on out of the vehicle, please, ma'am. It's going to prevent a lot. Go on the other side.
This is where it's some property.
After repeated instructions, and despite her reluctance, she eventually exited the vehicle and stood on the road, allowing the officer to proceed with the investigation.
Taylor, just stop. Just
Go and
stop.
step on out, please, ma'am. And I thank you for your cooperation. It's going to go a long way, okay? Walk to the front of my used vehicle. Walk to the front of my used vehicle, please.
Okay.
Right here. Right here to the front of my vehicle.
You're right in front.
Standing in front of my vehicle.
I'm in front of it.
Okay, ma'am, what's up with the rush? Why are you going so fast?
I didn't realize that I was. I'm sorry. I have work at 5 a.m. tomorrow as a nurse.
Okay.
I picked him up to do him a favor.
I appreciate that. Okay?
And I don't know
Well,
why
listen.
I'm getting pulled over.
Let me explain to you why you pulled you over again, okay? 44 miles an hour in a posted 30-mile-an-hour zone, okay? As I got to the rear of your vehicle, on Cole, as you're approaching I-25, there was a green light. You were actually stopped on a green light in the middle of the road.
Yes, because the other car coming across looked like he was going to run the red light, and I wanted to be safe.
Okay. And then I approached, I've been nothing but respectful and kind, okay?
Okay.
I'm smelling a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. It's very strong inside the vehicle.
As part of this process, the officer provided her with another opportunity to submit to a breathalyzer test, explaining again that this test would help determine her blood alcohol concentration.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you put your feet together just like mine? Hands right at your side. I need you to remain in that position there. Do you understand?
Okay.
You're not going to move out of that position. I'm going to have you stare at the tip of my right index finger with your eyes. And do not move your head. Do you understand? Yes or no? Do you have any questions?
Yes, what's your probable cause for doing field sobriety tests on me?
Once again, I already explained to you what I'm doing. Trying to make sure you're safe to drive.
I
Okay?
am safe to drive.
Okay? And I have to do that. My job. Okay? I don't go to your neck of the woods in the hospital and tell you how to do your job, right?
Right, so you
Just show me the
shouldn't.
same respect. Okay?
The officer also clarified that refusing to take this test could lead to more severe consequences, including potential license suspension and additional charges. Despite this second chance, the female driver once again refused to participate in the breathalyzer test.
Sure.
You see my finger, ma'am?
Yes.
Look at my finger with your eyes and do not move your head. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're looking straight ahead, man. You're not even looking at my finger.
I'm looking at your finger right now.
Okay.
I see
follow my-
wrinkles on it.
Okay, follow my finger with your eyes and do not move your head. Do you understand? Do you have any injuries to your legs or feet that are going to prevent you from walking, balancing, or turning?
I have a back injury, yes.
What's your back injury comes from, ma'am?
It's 2 slip discs from doing yoga.
Okay, how long ago was that?
2 years ago?
Okay. Are you still under doctor's care for that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, are you going to be able to walk in a straight line, balancing one foot to make a turn?
For the most part, but not necessarily to the normal standards.
Okay. At any time this injury hurts you, just let me know we can stop. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Are those shoes comfortable to walk in, ma'am? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me a minute to sit down right here facing your vehicle. Can you put your feet together just like mine? Can you picture an imaginary line on the ground from where your left foot is, straight out in front of you to my right foot?
Is there anything preventing me from making a call to make sure that this is legal
It
and
is
okay?
legal, ma'am.
Is
It is.
there anything preventing me from making a
Obviously,
call right now?
I'm doing an investigation, so you're interrupting my investigation. I don't want that. I just want to make sure you're safe to drive. If you're safe to drive, you're going to be on your way with citations.
Her continued refusal showed that she was unwilling to cooperate with the legal process, disregarding both the officer's instructions and the potential consequences of her actions. Recognizing that her non-compliance left no alternative, the officer completed the necessary documentation of her refusal and proceeded to place her in a holding cell.
Okay, so listen, what
I'm
am I
not
to do?
saying no. I'm
Well,
asking
listen.
you, am I legally obligated to do
So
this?
what I'm
Are
gonna
there
do-
ramifications if I don't do
Listen,
this?
ma'am. Listen, I'm going to have you picture an imaginary line on the ground from where your left foot is, straight to the rib of
I'm
your
going to
vehicle.
ask you again, sir, are there
So look,
legal ramifications
I'm
if
going to
I
give you the
say no?
instructions. If you want to, refuse the test, you can. Okay, look.
Are there
It'll look like
legal ramifications if I refuse?
Well, ultimately, man, what you're trying to do is you're arguing with me. It's silly.
No,
you're
sir.
a nurse.
I'm asking you a
You know
question.
all the medical terms that you're throwing out here, okay? I'm still smelling alcohol. It's very strong. Your balance is unsteady.
I
You
have
blood salt,
type
water
1
in your eye.
diabetes.
We're not going to argue with this.
You can say
okay?
that's
So are you going to
alcoholic
perform
if
this
you
test,
want
yes
to.
or no?
I'm asking you if there are legal ramifications if I don't.
I can't force you to do these tests. I just said that. 5
Are
times
there
right now.
are there legal ramifications if I
Well,
don't?
ultimately, if you are showing that you're unsafe to drive, then you're going to get arrested for DWI.
I'm not unsafe to drive.
And that's your own opinion, right?
And so it's your opinion against mine.
It is.
Throughout the incident, the officer maintained a focus on safety and compliance with established procedures, ensuring that all actions were documented accurately. The driver's continued refusal to cooperate and her repeated references to her father's status within law enforcement did not influence the officer's approach, which was centered on upholding the law and prioritizing public safety. This incident underscores the importance of compliance during traffic stops and investigations, particularly in cases where public safety is at risk. In the absence of cooperation, officers are required to follow procedural steps to prevent potential harm to both the individual and others. The officers' actions were consistent with their duty to investigate any behavior that might pose a danger on the road, and the driver's repeated refusals to comply ultimately led to her arrest and detainment at the station.
Go to jail for DWI.
For what? I'm not drinking though.
Okay.
And you don't have any physical proof.
Well, you're
that
going to
I'm
have an
drinking.
opportunity to prove that. I'm going to give you an opportunity to provide a arrest. I'm going to walk over here for please, ma'am. Time is 12:36. You are being arrested for DWI at this time.
I didn't drink and drive.
Do you have anything on your person that's going to stand you, poke me, or harm you in any way? Okay, what I'm going to utilize is the back of my hand. I'm going to go down the side of your breast. I'm also going to go underneath your breast, apply pressure upward towards the direction I'm standing. You doing that now, ma'am?
I don't understand. You're touching my boobs. Stop it. This is not okay. Stop touching my boobs.
You want to do me a favor? Can you open your mouth, please?
No.
Do you have anything in your mouth that you're hiding?
I have gum.
Can you spit your gum out to your right, please? Do you have anything else other than your teeth and your gums?
No.
Can you open your mouth, please? Thank you. 12:37. Go walk to the rear of my vehicle, please.
What are you doing?
You're going to jail, ma'am. I already told you
For
that.
what? What are you arresting me for? Stop! You didn't have anything to arrest me for! Ow!
Have a seat.
In court, the female driver faced charges for driving under the influence, violating traffic laws by speeding and reckless driving, and disorderly conduct for her non-compliance and argumentative behavior with the officer. Her refusal to provide documentation and to participate in sobriety tests contributed to the charges, reinforcing the officer's initial observations of impaired driving and disruptive conduct. They attempted to address her arguments calmly, reiterating that the investigation was necessary to determine accountability and prevent future accidents. Despite their efforts to defuse the situation, her non-cooperative behavior persisted, pushing the officers to consider alternative approaches. As the officers weighed their options, it became apparent that a more direct intervention might be required to maintain control of the scene. The female driver's escalating hostility and refusal to cooperate posed a potential risk to the safety of everyone involved. The officers warned her that further resistance could lead to additional legal consequences, yet she continued to disregard their instructions. Ultimately, the officers concluded that they had no choice but to take her into custody to ensure the investigation could proceed without further disruption. When they informed her of this decision, she responded with loud protests, crying and shouting as the officers attempted to place her in the patrol vehicle. Despite her resistance, the officers managed to secure her safely and transported her to the police station. Once at the station, the officers began the necessary documentation process, carefully noting each detail of the incident and her conduct throughout. This documentation would later serve as part of the evidence presented in court, highlighting her non-cooperative and disorderly behavior at the scene of the accident. Following the completion of paperwork, the case proceeded to court, where the female driver faced multiple charges. These included disorderly conduct, as her aggressive and confrontational behavior had disrupted the investigation, traffic pollution related to the incident's impact on highway safety, and causing damage to private property as a result of the crash. Each charge underscored the seriousness of the situation and reflected the consequences of her actions. In court, the details presented by the officers emphasized her repeated refusal to cooperate, her accusations against the other party, and her disregard for the officers' attempts to mediate. Her confrontational stance had prolonged the investigation and created unnecessary complications, ultimately leading to her arrest and formal charges.
So,
And it's going to go to court and you get to argue it.
and so if I argue it and they have proof that I wasn't drunk tonight, will I still lose my license for 1 year, or
It's
is it
also going to be if you get convicted or not.
okay?
So do you now agree to be tested? I just need to know if I'm going to run the machine again or not.
And if I don't get tested, what's gonna happen?
You're going to be charged with aggravated DWI, refusal, speeding, and careless driving. And you're going to get booked into the Bernalillo Metropolitan Detention Facility.
And why will I be charged with careless driving?
What?
Why will I be charged with
You
killing
stopped at
someone?
a green light, man. That's what it is. You're not paying full
Because
attention.
the other car that was coming across the intersection looked like he wasn't gonna stop. So
Okay. So,
breaking the law. I thought I was being
Mark,
careful.
ma'am,